Hope you all can see my screen. So, welcome to the new batch that is for the data engineering with the Google Cloud Platform. So, in this session, we are going to see what is Google Cloud Platform and how to work as a data engineer in the Google Cloud Platform. This is all about our course. So, for today's agenda, I'm going to tell you. So this is our agendas for today. In this session, we are going to see what is data engineering. First of all, we must understand what is data engineering. In a data engineering, what are activities will be there. As a data engineer, if I wanted to become, what are the activities or what are the skills that I have to learn? Okay, so that is our first thing. And the next thing, we will see what is Google Cloud Platform. Okay, so we have a Azure Cloud Platform, we have a AWS, and we have a Google Cloud Platform. So let us try to understand what is Google Cloud Platform, and we will understand what are the key services and relevant services to the data engineering in the Google Cloud Platform, and benefits of using the GCP also we will see. Okay, sometimes I will be calling the Google Cloud Platform as a GCP also. It is a short form of the entire name. Okay, so let us try to start it. If you guys are facing any issues with my audio or the screen, just let me know, guys. Okay, hope you all can hear me clearly. So now let us start it. What is data engineering? Okay, so data engineering is very simple, guys. Data engineering is something like this. For example, okay, so you will be getting a data from multiple data sources. For example, you may be getting the data from some applications. Okay, or you may be getting the data from some file formats like CSV, Parquet, Avro, or JSON files. You may be getting the data from some databases, and you may be getting the data from some IoT devices like sensor devices. Okay, so these are the possible data sources. So your data maybe resides in these applications or a file formats or a databases or a IoT devices. What is our agenda as a data engineer is that we need to create or we need to clean this data and send this data to the BI for creating the dashboards and reports on top of our data. We need to send the data, cleaned data to the machine learning people for creating the machine learning models. And we need to clean the data so that the data scientist can find the future trends in it. And we need to clean the data in such a way that that data will be useful for analyzing the business for the business groups. Okay, so as a data engineer, we will be getting a data from multiple data sources. Okay, so as a data engineer, we will be getting the data from multiple data sources, such as an application or a file formats or a databases or a IoT devices. And we need to clean the data. We need to process the data, and then we have to send our data to our downstream people such as Power BI, machine learning, data scientists, and the business groups. So this is our source team. If you understand, this is our source team, and this is our destination team or a downstream. Okay, so we are getting the data from our source team. We get the data from the source team, and we send the data to the downstream. And in between, what we will be doing, sir? In between, we need to store this data into one single platform. For example, if you wanted to store this data into a single platform, then you will be doing it into a single platform. For example, to give you some idea, I'm going to give you some example. Assume that you wanted to construct a house. Okay, you wanted to construct a house, sir. For you wanted to construct a house. So for that one, what do you need? You need the raw material, you need the bricks, you need the sand, you need the water, you need the equipment, everything. These all of these things you may call it as a bricks, or you may call it as a cement, you may call it as a equipment, and some other raw material or whatever it is, water or whatever it is. Okay, sand maybe. So you may be having all of these things in a different locations. If you wanted to construct a house, you are having these things in a different locations. The bricks may be available in one location, the cement may be available in one location, the equipment, the water, the sand may be available in different locations. What we need to do, sir, what we need to do, the very first activity is that we need to get all of these things to a one single location where we are constructing the house. We need to extract them and take to a location where we wanted to construct a house. So I'm going to extract them from this. For example, I'm going to transport them from here to one single location where I wanted to construct a house. Okay, so this is where I am storing these all of these things. I'm going to store these things here. Once storing, can we directly use the bricks, cement, equipment, and water to construct a house individually? We can't use them individually to construct a wall, right? So if we wanted to construct a house, we need to construct the wall one by one. Okay, if we wanted to construct the wall one by one, we can't just use the bricks or cement, equipment, and water individually. We can't do that. We need to process them in such a way that we need to create a binder out of it. A binder is something like a mixture of water, sand, cement, which is very useful whenever we wanted to construct a wall. Okay, so what do you do here? You are going to process it, because whatever you are getting here raw material may not be directly usable to construct a house. Okay, what you do, you try to process it. What is mean by processing, sir? A processing is very simple in this scenario where we need to create a mixture of water, cement, and sand, so that that will be used as a binder between the bricks so that I can construct a wall. Okay, so that's where wall by wall, you are doing it. Wall by wall, you are doing it. Finally, you construct a roof, and that's where your entire house will be created. And after that, once the house is created, some people will come into the picture, like the BI or data scientist or whatever, whoever it is. They're gonna add some colors to your data, because this data or this house is the one which is only with the help of, without any colors and without anything. So if you wanted to make it looks good, you are going to add some colors to it. That's it. Okay, so that is what is, this is how you are going to construct a house. Similarly, in a similar fashion, data engineering is very similar to this concept. Okay, data engineering is very similar to your concept. So where you are going to get the data from multiple data sources, like applications. The application may be running in some server. The file format, the CSV files may be available in one location, one server, and database may be running in some other location and server, and IoT devices are coming from some other things. So we need to extract the data from these data sources. We need to what, sir? We need to extract the data from these data sources. We need to extract this data into the data sources and load the data and extract and store the data into the data lake. Extract from here and store it in the data lake. Store it in the data lake. What is data lake, sir? A data lake is a centralized large repository to store your any type of a data, any amount of data, any number of files. Data lakes are the storage layers to store your data in the similar raw format. Okay, the same raw format. For example, if the file format is CSV, here also it will be the CSV only. Okay, so data lake is the one where you are going to store your entire enterprise data in a single location. What you are doing, you are storing your entire data in a single location here. And after that, after that, sir, we need to do the processing, because as I told you, the raw material or the data that we are getting from the data sources may not be in a usable format to do the analysis. Okay, if I wanted to do the analysis, our main agenda is to create the analysis reports. Those reports will be used for the BI, machine learning, and data scientist and business groups. So, if I wanted to do some kind of analysis and send it to some other layer, we need to have our data to be processed properly. We need to clean the data. We need to prepare the data. In another words, we need to remove the duplicates, we need to handle the null values, we need to take care of proper column naming, proper schema requirement, everything to be taken care here in the data processing. If we need to add additional columns or anything, okay, in a data processing is very important aspect or very important activity where you are going to add some value to your data. You are going to add some value to your data, because the data that you are getting from the data sources may not be in a usable format for your data analysis. Okay, so you're gonna be making it to be available for the analysis so that you do the data processing, and then you will be sending the data to the data warehouse. You will be sending the data to the data warehouse. What is data warehouse, sir? A data warehouse is a centralized repository, and entire enterprise data is available here. And the data warehouses comes up with a built-in query engine which is capable of running the SQL queries, and we are going to perform the SQL queries to do the analysis here, to create the tables, to do the analysis, to write the complex SQL queries, and to provide the access to the data. Everything we are going to done in the data warehouse only. Okay, so this is what is data engineering. Sir, very similar to our civil engineering. You get the data from multiple data sources, you store it in a single location called a data lake, and you do the data processing by extracting the data from the lakes and do the data processing. Nothing but this is extract, transform, and load it to the destination. Okay, so this is what we call as a, here we are creating the data pipeline. In our upcoming sessions also, we are going to create our data pipelines in the data processing systems such as PySpark and Dataflow, Apache Beam, Airflow. All of those things we are going to use. And once we load the data, that data will be available in the data warehouse. If you still wanted to analyze the data, this is raw data, you can think of. Whatever the data that I am getting from here is raw layer. Okay, and so once you load it, the data will be here, raw data set. And if you wanted to do the analysis, and you do the analysis and you create the insight tables or business tables. Some people call it as a business table, some people call it as a insight tables, whatever it is. Raw tables are nothing but the data that is coming from this layer, raw table. By doing some analysis, you are going to create the business tables or analysis tables or insight tables. Those tables are useful for the BI, machine learning, and data scientist and business group. Okay, so this is how it works, guys. Okay, so this is what is data engineering. In a data engineering, you have a one more step, that is data governance and monitoring, which is also a very important aspect where you need to monitor your data pipelines. You need to monitor your entire activity and make sure that data is accurate and complete throughout the process. The data is accurate and complete throughout the process. Okay, so that is what is we call as a data engineering. In a data engineering, data engineering is a process of collecting, organizing, and preparing large amounts of the data for analysis purpose. Okay, and for doing this data engineering, it may involve designing and building a systems and infrastructure that allow data to be captured, stored, processed, and accessed efficiently. So if you wanted to do the data analysis, two things are required. You need to prepare the code first thing. You need to select the infrastructure where you wanted to store your data. How do you wanted to capture your data? Okay, how to process the data, how to access the data. So all of these things are comes under the data engineering only. Okay, very simple, right? So data engineering is process of collecting, organizing, preparing, and analyzing the data, analyzing the large amounts of the data. So this involves infrastructure designing and infrastructure building for data capturing, data storing, data processing, and accessing the data efficiently. Okay. Any questions here? What is data engineering? If anyone able to understand or not able to understand, please let me know, guys.
Hi, this is Vaidyanand. Does
Yes,
it involve
well,
any
yeah.
coding? Do we need to have any prior knowledge of coding to do data
So
engineering?
for this one, I'm gonna tell you, but this particular course requires basic knowledge of SQL, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So thank you.
So we will see a few more things in our upcoming session. It's just a first demo, guys. Don't worry. I'm going to talk about all of those things. Okay. So what is course curriculum and what is the prerequisite for the course? What are the timings? What are the details of your entire thing? We are going to discuss today. So let us wait for some time. Okay. Yeah. Now, so this is what is data engineering. So I hope you got what is data engineering. You must understand the data engineering because you wanted to learn the data engineering. You must understand what is data engineering ins and outs. Where you are where you are getting the data from, where your data is going to. Okay, how you are managing the data, how you are storing the data, how you are processing the data is you are doing every day. Okay, so what is the role of a data engineer? He should be working on the data acquisition, nothing but a data extraction. So he need to create the data ingestion pipelines to extract the data from the source. He need to store the data and manage the data and access the data, all of those things. So we need to select a location where we wanted to store the data. Where, how do you manage the data? Everything we need to take care of it. And we need to think about what a data processing system we are going to use it. There are plenty of data processing systems such as the such as Databricks, Dataproc, and Glue and Azure Databricks. You have a plenty of data processing tools, and you have to properly select which tool will be useful for your data analysis purpose and data processing purpose. And we need to learn about the data quality and governance also to make sure the data is quality enough and complete and accurate throughout the process. And the data engineer will also be working on this activity. And we need to integrate the multiple systems so that we can create a pipelines. The pipelines are the ones which will automate the entire process, because so you are working as a data engineer, you don't want it to do the things manually, right? If you wanted to automate the things, you need to integrate the multiple systems. And performance optimization, which is very important aspect. So as a data engineer, you must learn about the performance optimization. If some pipeline is taking a lot of time, or if some query is taking a lot of time, you need to properly investigate into that and find the root causes of the problem and try to optimize that particular things, which is very very important aspect as a data engineer. Most commonly asked question in the interview, if you go for the interviews, right, they're going to ask you this question only: how do you optimize your queries and pipelines? And monitoring and maintenance, we need to maintain our pipelines and monitor our pipelines, because if a lot of pipelines are running every day, at some point of time, if something goes wrong, we need to properly check the pipelines and we need to fix it. Otherwise the downstream people are getting the wrong data. Okay, so always monitor your pipelines and maintain it properly. So this is what the data engineer do every day. He'll be working on the data extraction. I'm not saying that one data engineer is going to work on all of these activities. So at least 3 to 4 developers or 3 to 4 data engineers are going to work on these activities in a project. One works on an ingestion, one works on a data storage, one works on the data processing. Okay, most of the time, so people are getting a chance to work on this area only. Data processing. Data processing is the important aspect, and data quality, data integration, and performance optimization, monitoring and activities. So these are all the activities that the data engineer going to do every day, daily basis. They're gonna ask you in the interviews also. Can you tell me your day-to-day activities? So these are the things that you are going to work on. Okay. And let us try to understand what is Google Cloud also, sir. In a simple words, I would like to tell you what is Google Cloud Platform, because we are
Sheikh,
learning. Sorry.
sorry to interrupt you, Sheikh.
Yes, please.
Uh, I'm just when you're explaining, I was thinking, I mean, I mean, I do not have any experience in data engineering, but let's say after 2 months, I go for an interview, and the company asks me, "What is your project about? Where did you do your data engineering?"
Correct. Correct.
So I mean, because I don't have any background in data engineering, how can
Yeah,
I,
I'm
how?
gonna go there. Okay, so just give me like some more 10 more minutes, because there are people who does not know what I mean, for like you only, right? So there are people who does not know what is data engineering at all.
Right,
Okay,
right, right.
there are people who does not know what is Google Cloud Platform at all. I just wanted to give some idea to them. First thing.
Oh, sure,
Okay.
sure.
First, once you get idea, okay, this is service telling data engineering. Okay, data engineering is this one. Okay, Google Cloud is this one. So we wanted to do the Google Cloud on top of the Google Cloud. We are going to do the data engineering activities. This is fine, and we already know that data engineering at par now, and plenty of opportunities are there. Data engineers are the ones with the highly paid job nowadays. No one knows about it. People say data scientist, DevOps engineer, but no one knows. This is the fact that data engineers are the trending job, and it will be the trending all the time, and they are the highly paid jobs. No one knows. If you go out and check it out also, data engineers are the one highly paid jobs. Very very important and trending job. So I'm going to talk about all of those things. Some people having some experiences, sir, I have this experience, and can I be go into the data engineering or not? Sir, I am working in a testing. Sir, I am working in a mechanical background. Sir, how do I mold my experience into a data engineering field after 2 months of course? Can I be able to crack the interviews or not? I'm going to talk about all of those things. Okay, just give me 15 minutes. Just for those people who does not know Google Cloud, if I give my demo without any definition, so that people will may does not understand the concept of the course. Okay. Yeah. Let us try to understand what is Google Cloud. Hope you got some idea of data engineering, sir. That's the reason I have given you a very simple example here. Why did I tell you this thing? I don't need to tell you this thing to explain you the data engineering, but there are for some people who are coming to the classes without having prior knowledge. I mean, they did not work on the data engineering at all, but they got to know that the data engineering is a highly paid job and trending job. So if they wanted to build their career, they must know what is data engineering first. Okay, so this is the reason. This is a very good example. So similarly, right? So you have a source one like applications, you have a source two like applications, databases, all of those things. You extract the data, store the data, process the data, and analyze the data in the data warehouse. It is not house, it is warehouse. Data warehouse, right? So that is what we call it as a data warehouse. Okay, so this is Okay, you get the data from this, you call it as application. This you call it as a databases or file formats or IoT devices. You get the data from these data sources, you store it, you process it, you analyze it. Okay, hope this is clear. We will see all of those questions. I'm going to give you all the questions, guys. So yes, we are going to use the PySpark only, guys. I'm going to cover all the concepts. Just give me 15 minutes. By the end of this course, if you, I think my first class will be like this. By the end of the first session, whatever the think, whatever a small question also in your mind, that will be cleared. Okay, I'll be here for next 1 hour also. I will clear out your doubts only. Then only we will be ending up our classes. Okay, just be patient for, because as soon as you enter into a, maybe recently we have a Salar movie which is released, right? So as soon as you enter into the theater, after 10 minutes, would you be able to understand the entire movie? No, you would not be able to understand the entire movie, because this that's our interest. We are going to sit there and we will understand that within 10 minutes the movie will not, we will not know what is the concept of the movie at all within 10 minutes, right? So we will be there by trusting our instincts, and by with the help of the interest, and we will be sitting there for 2.5 hours and we watch the movie. Then finally we will conclude that whether it is a good movie or a bad movie, right? Similarly here also, within 10 minutes nothing will happen. Okay, stay there here for the next 1 hour. Try to understand each and every concept of one, whatever I am saying, which is very, very important for our future classes. And then if you have a questions, for sure I will sit with you and try to answer. Okay. Yeah. So what is Google Cloud? Very simple, sir. Sir, you might have heard about AWS. You might have heard about Azure. You might have heard, or you did not heard about, you might not have heard about GCP. Sir, these three are the cloud providers. These three are the cloud providers, sir. Cloud providers. What they do? Sir, these three are the cloud providers. They provide you the cloud computing services. What they provide, sir? They provide you the cloud computing services. Okay, so why we need this cloud computing services, sir? So when you are working in an on-premises environment or traditional working model, when you are working in a traditional working model, you need to build your entire system. You need to build your own data center in the company. You need to create your infrastructure. For example, infrastructure means, so if you are not working with the cloud platforms, what you have to do is that, so let me go here. So if you are not working, as I told you, if you wanted to do the data engineering, you need two things. Can anyone tell me? So we have learned about data engineering, right? So in a data engineering, what is the first aspect? There are two things we need to take care of it. One is, can anyone tell me what do we need to do?
Data.
We need the data, first thing. Okay, we need the data and we need to process the data. Whether we need to store it, okay, let me say, we need the data, we need to store the data, right? And then, anyone please, the next thing what we need to do?
Process it.
We need to
Processor.
and then
Processor.
we need to
Store. Oh, sorry. Hmm. Uh,
analyze,
Forward. Analyze. Yeah.
right? So this is where our downstream is going. So this is what we do, right? So if we wanted to do the data engineering, these activities we need to do. This is activity. So all of this activity we will be doing in the form of a, more in the form of a SQL or more in the form of a code. Okay, so that is what it is. And the next aspect, can anyone tell me from our previous session? Okay, that means last 10 minutes I told you one more aspect also. If you wanted to do the data engineering, you need one more thing also, I told you. What is that?
Design.
Designing and building the systems.
Designing and building process.
Perfect. If you are analyzing that, that's very important, guys. Designing and building the infrastructure or the system, or system or infrastructure, both are same. Some people who does not know infrastructure, for them this one. Infrastructure can be, Okay, infrastructure can be, okay, and a hardware, a software, CPU, RAM, networking, and storage or disks, whatever it is. All of these things we call it as a infrastructure. Okay, so if you are working in a one company, you may be just getting the laptop and you are working, but for the company they are need to create the entire infrastructure for their client and infrastructure building for their entire application. Okay, if they are working on an application, they need the hardware to be ready, software, CPU, RAM, networking, storage. If one laptop is there, then laptop will be having some storage, some networking features like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, all of those things. And if you have a laptop that is having a RAM and some CPU, some software is installed, some hardware. So this is what we call as the infrastructure. Similarly, if you wanted to do the data engineering activities, along with the data storing, processing, and analyzing, you need to have the systems, you need to build the systems properly, you need to design the systems, or you need to design the infrastructure and build the infrastructure properly. Otherwise, where do you store the data? You wanted to store the data, the concept is storing the data, but where do you store the data without a hardware, without infrastructure? Okay, so that is the reason, the very important aspect is that if this is one aspect, this is also one more important aspect. So if you wanted to build the systems, there are two models. So some people working in a traditional model, some people working in a cloud computing model. In a traditional models, right? So you might have heard about it, sir. People are saying cloud computing so all the time. But what was the earlier process? Traditional working model. This is traditional working model. This is cloud computing, cloud computing model. So in a traditional working model, who will be creating this infrastructure, sir? Can anyone tell me who have to create the infrastructure for your applications, for your data analysis and everything? Can
Company.
anyone tell me? So the projects, the team, the infrastructure has to be created by the company only, the organization only. Okay, the organization only. Okay, so the companies has to create the infrastructure for their data storage, processing, and analyze. The entire infrastructure has to be taken care by the organization only. Okay, organization nothing but the projects and teams, all of those people only. But during this last 10 years period, they got to know that managing the infrastructure internally inside the organization is not easy. It takes the efforts, it takes a lot of money, we are wasting a lot of time, we are wasting the lot of lot of effort, money, time. This is enough. Because if you wanted to build the infrastructure, you need to buy the infrastructure, you need to purchase the infrastructure. Sir, if you wanted to create an application, you need this infrastructure. If you need this infrastructure, you need to purchase it. Purchasing takes a lot of time, and delivering it to your location, and after that you need to make them connected via networking cables and everything, and make them available over the network, and then only you can able to store your data. So until then, you need a lot of efforts, money, and time. That means it takes a lot of time here. This process takes a lot of time, lot of money, lot of efforts. So that is the reason companies are looking for a one more solution. Companies are in a dilemma that they don't want it to manage the infrastructure on their own, and they are looking for a solution. That solution is, can anyone tell me what is that solution, sir?
Cloud.
Cloud computing. So they don't want it to work in the traditional model. They are looking for a solution. The solution is cloud computing models. Very simple, right? See, now the organization don't need to manage this infrastructure. Now The cloud provider will provide their resources as a service to you. They provide the resources as a service to you. You don't need to purchase the hardware, you don't need to do the cabling, you don't need to make the network, you don't need to do the initial configurations of the system. All the things will be taken care by the cloud computing model. You can just select the service, which service you wanted to, because cloud computing models provides plenty of the services. Okay, they provide plenty of the services. You can select whatever the service you wanted to. For storing the data, you can select one service. For storing the data, you can select one service. For processing the data, you can select one more service. For analyzing the data, you can select one more service. So for creating or for earlier, if you wanted to work in the traditional model, you have to create that entire service for you. Okay, you have to create that infrastructure, you have to create that tool, you have to install that software, you have to store the data on top of it. But here now what happened, for every activity you have a service in the cloud computing model. For storing you have one service, for processing you have one more service, for analyzing you have one more service, so that your lot of effort is not required here, because everything is already available. You don't need to spend a lot of money. Whatever the resources you need, whatever the service you need, you can select and work. And the time spent it, earlier you need to purchase it, deliver it, and then you need to do the cabling, networking, everything. That takes a lot of time. Now if you wanted to use a service, within 5 minutes you can able to create the service. So this is how cloud becomes, or this is how cloud took over the market of entire software world. Okay, so this is the main simple reason, guys, that people are becoming lazy, that they don't wanted to make, or people wanted to work in a smart way, you can say. Instead, they wanted to work in a smart way. So that's where the cloud computing came into the picture. They provide you the cloud computing services, and one of the cloud computing cloud provider is one of the cloud provider is GCP, sir. We are learning about GCP, right? One of the cloud provider is GCP. GCP provides you the cloud computing services, which is helpful for your organization to store the data, process the data, analyze the data, and many more, guys. Any more machine learning models, some other applications if you wanted to deploy it, or networking if you wanted to take care of it, storing the data, everything if you wanted to do. GCP provides you plenty of the cloud computing services to you, so that your organization can build your application, deploy your application, store your data, process your data, analyze your data. So this is what is concept of GCP. So to tell you about a simple GCP, I given you this idea, so that hope you got this idea now. Okay. So you have the data, but you wanted to store it, but you need to have the system or infrastructure ready. So that's where earlier people does not know about the cloud. They are working in a traditional model. They are creating their own infrastructure inside their own company. But later point of time, the cloud came into the picture. So that is the reason cloud becomes very important. If you are going for interview and they're going to ask you, the very first important thing is that, are you familiar with any of the cloud platform or not? Yes, I'm already familiar with. So which cloud platform? GCP. That's perfect. Okay, so that is how it works. Any question here, anyone, please? Okay, so Google Cloud Platform is a suite of cloud computing services provided by the Google that offers range of products and solutions to help the organization build, deploy, and scale the applications and services in the cloud. Right? What is Google Cloud Platform, sir? It provides the cloud computing services. So those are products and solutions that will be helping the organizations to build, deploy, and scale the applications in the cloud. Okay. And what are those applications, sir? Can you give me the application names, for example? Sir, compute services are there. Compute engines, app engine, container registry, artifact registry, cloud IAM, big data tools like BigQuery, Dataflow, Dataproc, Cloud Lab, PubSub, cloud storage, big table, cloud SQL, persistent disk, machine learning models, and networking features, and compute options, and IAM. Okay, sir, everything seems good, but tell me, sir, why we need to learn the GCP? Why only GCP, sir? Someone was also asking in the question I have just seen it. I will tell you why only GCP. Okay, sir, it's like this. AWS is already there from last 5 6 years, and Azure is also there, and you have a GCP also there. The best thing is that I'm gonna tell you a simple logic here, guys. Look at here. So if you go to one of the service, for example, you wanted to create a virtual machine. So for virtual machine, same configuration of virtual machine, here it is $100. Here it is $95. Here it is $85. Which is cost effective? You tell me, sir. Which one you will use? All are, we already know that Google is also brand. You can't say that Microsoft is just brand, Amazon is just brand, Google is also brand. We have already using the Google. Still every day we use the Google, YouTube, Google search engine. So Google is also a brand. You don't think that, sir, whichever is brand, I will go for that. No, everything is a brand here. Three are the three brands here. Google, Microsoft, and Amazon, all three are the brands only. So which one you will use? Can anyone tell me? GCP.
GCP.
It's because it's cost effective for me. See, all our brands, first thing I would have checked it. For example, if I'm going to the supermarket, if I wanted to buy a chapel for me, what I will do? If I wanted to shoes for me, what I will do? I will go for brand. But if you have a three brands providing you the providing you the shoes which are very good. Three shoes are good, but whichever it is cost effective, you will be buying that. Similarly, here also, this is what the company's idea. It's not you and me deciding, sitting here and deciding. It's not you and me deciding here. It's the companies are deciding it. So companies are choosing the GCP. It's because the services are cost effective. Okay, the services are cost effective here. So for the same service, the cost is high here, cost is here like this, and cost is here like this dollars. Then in the GCP, the service cost is comparatively lesser. That it is cost effective services it's providing. So that's the reason organizations are started using the GCP. Okay, now when the organization is using, there are plenty of the jobs. That is the reason if you don't think that in Google Cloud Platform you have a plenty of opportunities, and compared to the AWS and Azure, the jobs are very high here. And one more thing is that jobs are also there here also. Don't think that, sir, there are no jobs or not. But the concept is that for 100 jobs, for 100 jobs, for 100 jobs in the AWS, you have 500 people are already there. 500 candidates are appearing for the interview. So 500 people you have to compete with. For 100 job, you have 400 people are there. 500 candidates are there. For 100 jobs, you have only 100 people are here. Tell me which is less competitive. Don't think 100 also, 50 to 100 only. 50 to 100 candidates only available because some people does not know at all about the Google Cloud. Okay, you have a lot of competition here. You tell me which one you will go for. You have a lot of competition here. AWS and Azure. Sir, I am coming from a mechanical background. I am coming from a production background. I am coming from a testing background. Sir, I am coming from a background which I not related to the data at all, or which is related to some part of the data, ETL, databases, whatever it is. Sir, I wanted to get the job easily with the less competition, with the same demand. Okay, when you have a lot of jobs and when there are no working professional, that's where the demand is. Okay, with a very good demand. So if you wanted to get into a job with very ease, then you can go for GCP, sir. It's your choice. Okay, why GCP? It's because this one only. You have a job, say the jobs are same everywhere. Maybe here some 500 jobs are so here, some 100 jobs, here some 90 jobs, here some 80 jobs. Okay, if I have to talk about jobs are very high in the AWS, Azure, and here. So here 100 jobs, here 90 jobs, here 80 jobs. But the competition is 500, 400, 50 to 100 only. So which is easy for you to crack? GCP. And in the last I think last 2 months, at least some 30 people are already trained and working in a company. Okay, so with a very decent package, with 3 years only, one of the guy got 18 LPA. With the 4.5 years, one of the guy getting 28 LPA. Okay, the demand is there. That guy actually cracked three offer letters. Three offer letters he has. Okay, the requirement is there for the company. The opportunities are there for the company. The only thing we need to do is that learn the technology, get into the technology by cracking the interview. Okay, so this is what we need to do, sir. Okay, so this is how someone was asking. Yes, it's cheaper and reliable. Okay, so this is how. So far it is about what is data engineering and what is Google Cloud Platform. Now, I'm going to tell you the course curriculum for now. So, what are the things that we are going to cover, sir, from now onwards? We are going to cover cloud overview. The very first topic is maybe tomorrow I'm going to start it. What is cloud overview? Why we need the cloud platform? The difference between the on-premises and cloud. I am going to tell you very, very clearly, guys. I have a very good picture here with me. It's going to be very, very interesting. I'm telling you. This gives you how the software world is working. Okay, so you how the project requirement will come into the picture, how the data center, how the infrastructure team, and how this backup teams, application team, the difference between the traditional and working model. So you will come to know everything here. Then how the cloud provider came into the picture. Okay, this we are going to see tomorrow. And we will see what is Google Cloud Platform one more time. Why we learn the Google Cloud Platform, opportunities and certifications. So how the opportunities are there, sir? I wanted to do the certification. What are the certification I need to do? Okay, I will also tell you. And later we will see the GCP interfaces. What is console? What is Cloud Shell? What is SDK? And after that console walkthrough, how to set up the project, I will tell you, sir. Here we are going to see how to create a free tier account in the GCP. I will tell you, you can create a free tier account in the GCP so that you can able to practice everything here. Okay, you don't need to pay anything for creating or working with any of the service in the GCP. It's free of cost for next 3 months. I will tell you how to create a free account. Okay, so we can do that project setup and enabling building and working with the services. Everything we are going to do in the GCP only. And we are going to learn about the GCP locations, like what is regions, what is zones, what is the selection criteria, what is the importance of the regions and zones. And IAM and admin, what is identities, what is roles, what is policy, what is resource hierarchy. The compute option, some basic idea of the compute options also you need. What is compute engine, what is virtual machine, what is Kubernetes engines, what is app engines, what is cloud function. Basic idea you need it. You must understand these things also. Only the definition wise. These things are for definition wise. This is for definition wise. All other things you have to properly understand, guys. I'm telling you. All these things are you have to properly understand, because if you wanted to build and design the systems, you must understand these 6 topics. And this is at least you should have some knowledge, basic knowledge. At least you need to have a basic knowledge. So for that one, I am giving you. This is a complementary. Okay, and then we are going to enter into the data engineering services. In a data engineering, you will be having the data first. The data is categorized: unstructured data, semi-structured data, and structured data. For unstructured data, you have a GCS, Google Cloud Storage. In the Google Cloud Platform, for storing the unstructured data, we can use a Google Cloud Storage. For semi-structured data, we can use for OLTP and OLAP purpose, we are going to use Bigtable. For structured data, for OLTP, you can use Cloud SQL. For unstructured data, for OLAP, you can use BigQuery. Okay, we will see in our upcoming session what is OLTP, what is OLAP. Don't worry, sir. What is the difference? If you ask me, I will tell you in our upcoming sessions. Okay. So this is how. So here we are learning the GCS for storage, for storing the data, sir. For storing the data, for unstructured data, you can use GCS. For structured data, you can use Bigtable. For semi-structured data, you can use Bigtable. For structured OLTP, transactional data, you can use Cloud SQL. For structured data warehouse purpose, you can use BigQuery. Okay, 4 services covered. Next thing. So as I told you, we need to create the data pipelines. So how do we create the data pipelines? So first if we wanted to create the Spark and Hadoop jobs, we are going to learn about the data proc. Okay, in the data proc, we are creating the PySpark job, sir. Python with the Spark is nothing but a PySpark. So here we are going to learn about the PySpark. We are going to work with how to create the batch pipelines, how to create the stream pipelines, and how to extract the data from the sources, how to do the data transformation, everything, how to create the Spark job and data proc. In the data proc, we are going to learn using the PySpark here. Someone was asking, I guess. So how we are doing the data processing? One way we are doing the data processing using the data PySpark. And here also we are creating the Beam pipelines using the data flow. Here we are learning the Apache Beam with Python. Here also we are creating the data processing using the data flow. Data processing pipelines or data pipelines, both are same, sir. Don't think that it is different. Data processing pipelines or data pipelines, both are same. Okay, here one more thing that we are learning is, yeah, no, Python is enough. Python is enough. As a data engineer, most of the time people will use Python. Okay. No, no, no. We can create the custom pipelines. Okay, we are creating the custom pipelines. We can create our custom templates also. I will tell you how to create. But it's not that much. No, no, no. People as a data engineer, they are much more towards the Python instead of Java. Earlier, for the data engineering and data processing, they used to Java. But Java was very complex language. Creating the pipelines with Java and transforming the Java is not that easy. So that's where everything moved to Python. Even data scientists and everyone also use the Python only. Okay, and Python is very simple. Yeah. Here, first data processing pipelines, we are using it with the data proc, nothing but your PySpark. Here we are learning. Here we are learning the Apache Beam with Python. This is your second method. And third method is for your information only. I'm not covering everything, but maybe 1 or 2 sessions I will cover here. This is where you can create your data pipelines without creating any code. Without writing any code also, you can create the pipelines in the Google Cloud platform, sir. That is, we call it as a code free environment. You can create the data pipelines using the data fusion without writing any code. Okay, that is data fusion. We will also see basic understanding of data fusion as well. Okay, so this is our third thing for creating the data pipelines. And for working with the orchestration of, for working with a lot of workflows and jobs or pipelines, you need to have an orchestration tool. We are learning about the Airflow. Okay, so workflow orchestration tool we are learning as a Airflow or a Composer, we call it as, which is very important tool for us to learn, which is acting as a scheduler, which is acting as a, you can use the Airflow for creating the data pipelines. You can also use it for the orchestration purpose as well. Okay, so this is 4. This is also you must learn. And this is a bonus topic for most of the people. So if you wanted to provision the infrastructure, some people in some companies, they are asking the Terraform. So this is a bonus topic. We are also learning about the Terraform. Okay, to create what is Terraform, how to create the infrastructure using the Terraform in the Google Cloud platform. This is a bonus topic for you, because some of the interview, my course was designed in such a way that it's more towards the interview, guys. How do you crack the interview? How do you get the job? Once you get the job, how do you actually work in the job? If you wanted to work in the job, if you wanted to survive the job, you must learn all the tools here only. So that is the reason, as per the trend of the jobs, I will be keep on updating my course. Okay, so now I have added one more topic, that is Terraform, and we are also covering PubSub as well. I might not have mentioned here, but PubSub is also covered, guys. Don't worry. Okay, PubSub is also covered because I forgot to mention it here. PubSub is also covered. Okay, so that is six data tools and six to store of three storage tools, total nine, and basic concepts of six concepts. All these things are very, very important. Whatever I'm telling you guys, they're gonna ask in the interview exactly these things only. I'm gonna show you also the interview questions, commonly asked interview questions. These are not just copied from anywhere. I'm gonna show you how the interviews are asking the questions. Also, I will show you. Okay, wait for some time. And this is all about the tools that we are covering in the GCP. And these are the data pipelines. Again, we are learning in the GCP. And here we are learning the PySpark. Some people who say, what are the data processing? PySpark we are learning, Apache Beam we are learning. And here we are creating the DAGs. Some people say, what is DAG and all? Don't worry about it. We are going to see DAG is nothing but a directed acyclic graph, nothing but a pipeline only. Okay, we are going to create the pipelines in the Airflow also. We usually call it as a DAG. The terminology is like that. Okay, Terraform. And the course details. Course duration is 45 hours. Course timings daily 1 hour, Monday to Friday. The timing is 7:30 to 8:30. 7:30 to 8:30. Add-ons for you. We will be providing you the video recordings, comprehensive material, which is very, very important, and which is I have prepared. So I'm going to show you my comprehensive material. Okay. Yeah. So I have in my first tab. So these are all tabs, guys. I'm going to share you the access to my notes. This is my tabs. And here we will be having pages on the right side or left side. For you, maybe it is right side or left side. I'm going to share you the access to my notes. Maybe on Monday. For you, you can just look at it here. Okay. So this is the topics for the GCP topics. What is introduction? As I told you, right? So descriptions of everything. Just now we told you GCP interface is console, shell, and SDK. So with including the description, I have covered here. Whatever I am going to cover. GCP's locations. GCP IAM and admin. GCP networking, basic compute options. Okay, compute options, compute engine, Kubernetes engine, app engine, cloud functions. Okay, so these are the basic GCP topics. Then data engineering topics. Cloud storage, GCS, nothing but a cloud storage. Cloud SQL, Bigtable, BigQuery. Whatever I have told you in the slides, with the help of the descriptions, you have it here. And I'm going to share you the link for the course curriculum, guys. Give me 1 minute. I'm going to share the link for the course curriculum. It might be somewhere. GCP. I'm going to share you the drive link. I think it's updated. Yeah, this one. I'm going to share you the link. You all have the access to the link. You can just go and access if you wanted to download it, guys. Okay, download it for yourself. So I'm going to keep that in the link in the chat. Okay, what you can do is that if you wanted to look at the curriculum afterwards, you can actually go to that Google Drive link and download it. You can able to download it. All the topics are covered here only. Just copy the link first thing. Copy the link and keep it with you. And this is BigQuery, Dataproc. As I told you, here we are learning the PySpark. Dataflow, here we are learning the Apache Beam. Cloud PubSub, as I told you, for creating the ingestion pipelines. We have a very good project here. Cloud Composer, nothing but Airflow for nothing but Airflow, sir. Some people say, sir, are you covering Airflow again? Nothing but Airflow, sir. Cloud Composer or Airflow, both are same. Airflow, not Airflow. It's Airflow. And Data Fusion and Terraform. Okay, all the topics with including the each and every topic description also I have mentioned here clearly. And yeah, here it is, the link. I forgot here. You can copy the link also. I have pasted the link in the chat, guys. You can go. And for those who are planning, sir, I am going for the interview. I wanted to create the resumes. You have the resume templates here. I'm gonna share you the notes access to you on Monday, guys. Once the registrations are completed, I'm gonna share you the access to my notes. Here you have the resume templates. Once you double click on it, all I think 20 plus resumes are there who got the job only. You can able to use those resumes. Interview introductions are, some people are still, there are some people who are coming from different background, they are unable to provide the proper interview introduction. So I have created the introduction and how to explain the project also clearly mentioned here. So I am working on a BigQuery Lake project where we get the data from multiple data sources such as SQL Server, MySQL, sometimes JSON, CSV. We extract this data, data proc, data flow. How do we do it? All this interview, introduction, and everything is already here. You can just explain the same thing in the interview. And if they're asking for you to create the architecture diagram, also you have here architecture diagram for the same for the same project. Okay, everything is properly designed though, and that is what I'm telling you guys. You just have to be focused for next 2 months. Telling you within 3 months you can able to just crack an interview with very good package. The third thing, interview questions. These are not just normal questions, guys. Some people think that these are just normal questions copied from internet. No. I am telling you guys, these are all commonly asked. Even today, sometimes also, yesterday also I have attended for the interview to see the trend of the jobs. Okay, so whatever they are asking in the interview, I am going to copy and I'm going to give the answer also here. Commonly asked questions in interview, if they are asking about GCS, they will ask you this question, they will ask you this question for sure. Okay, commonly asked questions in the interview, BigQuery related. I'm going to keep adding the questions, data proc related, data flow related. And so you will be going, sir, say they are asking SQL coding questions also. These are the coding questions commonly asked in the interview. Okay, so coding SQL questions, inner join, left join, how it will work, highest salary. Okay, these are the commonly asked coding questions. You can also see here. SCD type 1, type 2, dense rank, the difference between the having and where products. So these are SQL questions. Some basic Python questions also you can have it here. What is the difference between list, tuple, set, dictionary? Okay, say basic Python questions. So these are very important. You can also go to the Google and search for it, but you don't find these questions. You will be finding some data engineering questions, but not related to the GCP and data engineering. Okay, so I have created here. Sir, I am going for the certification. Can you give me the dumps for the certification? Commonly asked questions in the. So I'm telling you guys, if you are following this GCP ACE dump, there are 2 certifications, guys. Google Cloud Platform for as a data engineer. We have an associate cloud engineer certification. We have a professional data engineering certification. So these certifications are very important for you to crack it. If you are wanted to, sir, I am in my company, they're asking for me to do the certification. Just go to all of these questions and try to remember the answers, try to understand the answers, try to learn the answers. Then if you go for the interview, most of the questions are repetitive. Out of 50 questions, at least 20 questions are you can able to, at least 15 to 20 questions are repetitive only. So you can able to easily crack it. I will also provide you. So here it is already. You don't need to go anywhere. So once you got the access, once you double click on it, it will open. Okay, this is how it will open. All the questions are here. And for the GCP dumps also, AS also, we have the questions here. Okay, so we have listed out all the questions here like this. So this is how it is. So you have a resume templates, interview introductions, data engineering questions, SQL questions, Python questions, certification dumps. This is your interview tab. This is course tab. This is interview tab. And next to GCP concepts, whatever we are covering, all the things for each and every service, we have the topics. G says nothing but a Google Cloud, Cloud SQL, Cloud Spanner, BigQuery, Data Proc, Data Flow, Airflow, Data Fusion, Cloud Functions. Everything is here. So we are going to cover lab sessions for everything. So for every concept, we have a lab sessions, sir. For every things, we have a lab sessions. For every concept, we are going to learn in the lab sessions. So this is data prop, extracting, transforming. These are the PySpark we are learning here. Data flow. Here we are learning the Apache Beam with Python. Airflow, we are learning the DAGs, DAG 1, DAG 2, DAG 3, DAG level 1, DAG level 2. These are not text files. These are the Python files you look at here. Okay. And similarly, data fusion. Okay, so these are all we are going to learn it. So that is what I was telling about comprehensive material, and I'm going to provide you the assignments. So the assignments are also here only in our notes only. If you go to the BigQuery, so this is BQ assignment. And for the data block, you have a assignment 1, assignment 2, case study 1, case study 2, case study 3, and end-to-end pipelines are also there. Data flow also, you have a custom streaming pipeline. Okay, we are going to have a custom streaming pipeline also here. This is a streaming pipeline, and you have a batch pipelines also somewhere here. Template method also we are learning, which is a batch way of doing it. Okay, and here also we have a, in Airflow you can't do the streaming, so this is more batch pipelines only. And assignments, real-time projects and case studies will be covered here. As I already mentioned, interview questions is shared, certifications dump shared for the associate cloud engineer and professional data engineer, and resume assistance. Okay, so these are all the things that I am providing you. Okay, everything. The course timings is 7:30 to 8:30, sir. Course timings is 7:30 to 8:30. Daily 1 hour from Monday to Friday. No sessions on Saturday, Sunday. On live sessions only. Every day we will be having live sessions only. Video recordings. Video recordings are shared. Comprehensive material, assignments, real-time projects and case studies, interview questions, certification dumps, resume assistance. Okay, and this is some people were asking what is the prerequisite for this particular course. The prerequisite for this course is SQL, sir. You must know SQL. Basic understanding of the SQL is at least important. Okay, the basic understanding of SQL is very much important for this course. Okay, so even though, sir, I do not know, but seems like the course is very good, and I wanted to get into this particular field. Don't worry, you have the weekend, right? During the weekend you can just familiar yourself with the SQL, because we are not going to cover the SQL concepts early beginning. We are going to have our basic concepts covered, right? So it takes at least 1 week. So within this 1 week you can able to cover, you can able to learn the basic SQL, and then you can afterwards you can be the same as everyone. Okay, if you know the SQL, that's perfectly fine. If you don't know SQL, start working on from today. Okay, very important you to learn about SQL. And the target audience, as I told you, whether you are you wanted to become a data engineer, or you are from a data scientist or data analyst, you are a software engineer, software tester, or software developer, or a ETL development or ETL testing, or a business, if you are working on Power BI or Tableau or anywhere. So, or if you are planning for associate certifications or professional data engineering certifications, whoever you are. Okay, whoever you are, if you wanted to become a data engineer in a trending job with a very ease in a Google Cloud platform, this is the course for you guys. Okay, so this is what is the concept for today's session. Now, one by one, I hope I have given you some kind of a good exposure to our course in the very stage. But I'm telling you, every concept is clear, covered very clearly, without any questions. If you have any questions, you can ask in the during the question. You can ask in the every session. We will be having a doubt clearing sessions also. Every class 1 hour session every day at 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. and I will be providing you the access. Some people were asking that, so I will be providing you the access to the material on Monday, guys. Don't worry, because I don't wanted to provide you. There are some people who wanted to have need the access to the material, but for now I have shared you the access to the course curriculum. You can go and look at the course curriculum, and I will provide you the access to my notes on Monday. Okay, and that is it. And if anyone have any questions on this throughout this process on the curriculum or the topics or anything, please raise your hand. We have a multiple sessions going on. Please raise your hand. I am going to go one by one and I'll try to cover your doubts. Or if you one wanted to ask in the chat also, that's perfectly fine. You can ask. Yeah. Is there any placement support? The placement support we will give until the resume assistance, guys. We will be covering all the topics. And you can see here, this don't you think this is like assistance only? Okay, who will actually create a job introduction and who will give you the resume templates directly, and who will tell you this is the project you have to explain in the interview, and this is the architecture. This is don't you think this is a placement support? So you don't you okay, whenever there is a jobs, they will again tell you. Okay, the admin team will tell you whenever there is a new jobs out, they will share you the links for sure. But this is actually very important for you. Okay, if you wanted to crack the interview, the commonly asked question to you are related to the questions and answers as well as the introduction. This is what I call the placement support, placement assistance we call, not the support. Yeah. So does Python knowledge? I will tell you guys. Don't worry about the prerequisite. I will actually talk about the prerequisite somewhere here. I think here it is. Prerequisites. Okay. So I'm going to give you just work on these SQL concepts for now. These basic concepts of Python we will cover in our sessions. Don't worry. But work on these Python questions. Okay. I'm going to copy and paste it in the chart. Just copy that thing and try to work on those basic SQL things. If you learn those basic SQL and all other things are good. In our sessions also, I will share you this document. I can share you this document also, so that you can have your SQL revision for those and commonly asked questions also. Okay, this Python, don't worry, basic Python, you will be able to learn during our sessions. Okay, yeah. So everything is here. Anyone have any other questions, please? Please raise your hand if you have any questions. Are we good? Yes, Kunal. Yes, that's also we will learn. Here it is. End to end. I mean, for each and every each DAG is an end-to-end pipeline only. And data flow, we have a streaming pipeline, we have a batch pipeline end to end. And for data flow, you can actually look at it here if you want. You will get to know some idea. This is an end-to-end pipeline only. See here, right? And similarly for the data flow also, it is a streaming pipeline. This is an end-to-end pipeline. Okay, I do not know why I do not have an access. Yes, so these are all end-to-end pipelines only. Yes. And for your practice, you can work on the case studies. You can work on the case studies and assignments. So this gives you idea. Okay, sir, this is learning. So this is lab sessions for us to learn. This is end-to-end pipeline we are creating by using that knowledge. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
What are
Anyone
the
have
job opportunities with GCP
the
and
opportunities? That's what I'm telling you. The opportunities are very good. If you start applying, you will get at least. So for I'm telling you guys, at least you will be having 4 interviews scheduled in a week. 4 interviews scheduled in a week. Not I'm not talking about the calls. People talk about the calls. I don't talk about the calls. Calls will be huge, but no one will be going to the interview stage. Don't think that. But I will tell you that at least 4 interviews scheduled so that you can directly attend the interview. Okay, so that is how. So if you
after
put your
completion
sorry.
after completion of this course, where we fit for which role? If
Yes, for this Apple's competition, of course, the role is same, data engineer, GCP data engineer. Okay, the role is GCP data engineer only. You can attend for the GCP data engineer. You can go to the. Let me go not here. So you can go GCP data engineer jobs. So you can go here now, career somewhere. Click on it. You see here, you have a plenty of the jobs. Whatever the technology they are asking, BigQuery, we are covering Google Cloud Platform, Google Cloud Data, Cloud Platform, GCP. This is what all in Infosys, Virtus. So companies like big companies like Mindtree, Tech Mahindra, okay, EXL companies. You can see here Fractal Analytics. So all these companies are looking for GCP, sir. I'm telling you, these are not simple companies. These are big MNC companies. KPMG, Yep, and Siren Technologies. And there are, I mean, if you go Tech Mahindra, LTI Mindtree, Infosys, Capgemini, and Cognizant. So these are all looking for the GCP data engineer. Wherever you see, it's GCP only. So that is how it is. The opportunities are very there. And sir, I wanted to get a permanent work from home job. It is possible with the GCP data engineer. Okay, this is one of the very good role there where most of the people, even I am working from home from the last 4 years. Okay, I never went to the company. I switched 3 companies in the last 2 years, and still I didn't go to the any of the companies so far. So permanent work from home opportunities are also there here. So that is one more important thing. Yeah. Okay. Anyone
Right
have
now,
any?
I have 7 years of experience in Oracle Business Intelligence side. I'm working as a
Okay.
data engineer, but completely to the Oracle with the Oracle products.
Okay. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna
So
explain this
how?
thing for you. Yeah. So whether you are 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, sorry, 7 years, 9 years, 11 years, 13 years, 15 years, 17 years. In my experience, I have seen until 19 years. Okay, in my classes, we have seen 19 years experience also attending my sessions. Whoever you are, whether if you have 3 years, put 1 year as a GCP. If you are 3 years, 5 years, put 2 years, 2.5, maximum 3. All supposed to put 3 only. All supposed to put 3 years. You can mention 3.5 also, that's perfectly fine. 3.5. Sir, I am having 3 years experience. You can put last 1 year you are working as a GCP data engineer. You are learning the knowledge. You will be able to easily crack the interview. If you are 5 years, sir, last 2 years I worked on GCP data engineer. You prepare your resume like that, and you attend for the interview. Sir, you are 7 years experience, 2.5 years. Sir, I am 8 years experience. Someone was asking 8 years, right? So that's the reason. 8 years, last 2.5 years, you say.
Okay, but
And
I right now I am working with the Oracle itself.
that's
In
not at
one,
all a problem. You can just mention your role, and in your interview, you said that in whatever the company you are working in, my that company I worked as a data engineer only. You will mention. Okay, that's what the
Mhm.
software industry works.
Oh, no. Oracle won't use the GCP, right? Is
No,
it?
no, no, not that's fine. I mean, Oracle company you are saying?
Yes.
Yeah, you can say that Oracle has a one of the client, and for the client, I am working as a GCP data engineer. Okay,
Okay.
Oracle company has plenty of the clients, and for that one of the client, I'm working for the GCP. You can say not even a single company. Even you are working for the Google also, you can say that I was working for the Azure. You can say that. Okay, so that's how it works because the clients cannot. We do not know the clients, right? So sometimes the client are this one, sometimes the clients are that one. Okay, now, for 8 years of experience, you say that 2.5 years of experience as a GCP. For 9 years, you say 3 years. For 13 years, 3.5 years. So this is how you have to manage and prepare your resume like that from the resume templates. Prepare your resume like that from the resume templates. Okay?
Okay.
1 minute, please. Hello? 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I will close. Yeah. 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 Anyone have any other question, please? Yes,
Sir,
why
till
Janadya?
till which date we have demo classes? Like,
No, today, tomorrow, Sunday until Sunday, Monday onwards, regular sessions, guys.
so we have classes to tomorrow and Sunday also.
No,
Oh,
actually, you cannot because tomorrow and after tomorrow also we have sessions. And
okay,
tomorrow I am talking some basic concepts. Day after tomorrow, some basic concepts. Monday onwards, regular classes.
okay, okay. Sure.
You need to join it. Of course, you need to join it. Tomorrow and after tomorrow. No, actually, no. Actually, no. Okay, please attend tomorrow's session also. Yes. So because these are demo 1, demo 1, demo 2, demo 3 sessions. Okay, regular. So these are continuous sessions. And once it is a regular session, it is a continuation of this one. Yeah. Anyone have any other questions, please? No, my name is Shaik Saidhul. Yeah. 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 Okay, okay, guys. I think this is good for the day. I think I've given some exposure to the data engineering with the Google Cloud platform. We will cover few more basic concepts tomorrow, and you will get some more idea tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye bye. We will see a few more things tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye bye, guys. Thank you all. Thanks for joining.